The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
About a week ago, we published an episode on this program on Facts Matter detailing how two Chinese nationals, a boyfriend and a girlfriend, were both doing research at the University of Michigan, but they were caught by the FBI trying to smuggle into the United States a dangerous fungus, a type of deadly fungus that can target crops. And we ended that particular episode by considering out loud how many possible other Chinese researchers are here in the US also doing the same thing. And wouldn't you believe it, within just a single week, another Chinese researcher, also at the University of Michigan, also at the Detroit Metropolitan Airport, was also caught by the feds trying to smuggle in biological material. Although this time it was not a fungus. Instead, it was a type of roundworm. And perhaps the best part of all of it was that this woman, probably more by coincidence than anything, came from one of the most famous cities in the entire world, Wuhan, China. Let's go through the...
I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wakakwatash, and double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone for enduring, laboring in the footsteps of the minute they've labored in. Dwadi by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, for the elders, to the apostles, a great millstone, for the work that they done in your name. Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And he sat, and as he sat upon the mountain of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. They tried to have that agent, that what is it called? Fungus eating food, crop killing outbreak. But they caught that, they spoiled that plan. But really, they just exposed the times that we're in. They didn't spoil the plan. It was just Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai letting us know what times we're in. So there should be famines and pestilences. So another week after the pestilence that could cause a famine, it's this new pestilence from Wuhan.
Details together right after you take a super quick moment to smash those like and subscribe buttons, which will quite literally force the YouTube algorithm to share this video out to ever more people. Now, to start with, let me introduce to you the woman at the center of this new case. Her name is Miss Han Cheng-Xuan. She is a citizen of China, and she's currently pursuing her PhD at the Huazhong University of Science and Technology, located in Wuhan, China. And as I'm sure you're wondering, even though it's irrelevant to the story, you're wondering how far her school is from the virology lab where COVID was being studied. Well, I looked it up, and it's a 21-minute drive, roughly 10 kilometers, whatever those are. Now, her doctoral thesis, the research that she was working on to get her PhD.
So this thing coming fresh out the oven. All right, they bringing new pestilence over here fresh out the oven. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So we gonna
was described by
road rage cases spike in Maryland. Okay, I'm trying to look at. Here's it at. Oh. Okay, I didn't click on it. I didn't click on it. I just looked at it. And I just looked at it. Yeah, I just looked at it. Well, let's look at the earthquakes real quick. So 10 minutes ago in the Socorro Islands, let's 11 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, 24 minutes ago, earthquakes going on all over the place. All right. New Mexico, 213, they had a 1.9. Alaska had a 1.4. Italy, 24, 25. Earthquakes all over the places in the past 30 minutes. All right. Cali, earthquake out Cali. Another one out New Mexico, 38 minutes ago. Cali. All right. This is less than an hour. This is all these earthquakes. And they're happening in America in diverse places. Less than an hour ago, all in America, diverse places. And around the world. American map, Japan. All right, Italy. So, it's earthquakes in diverse places.
Her in her visa application as follows, quote, Han studies fundamental questions in neuroscience and physiology. Specifically, her research aims to understand how animals detect sensory cues such as touch, light, chemicals, and temperature, and how the neural circuits and synapses process sensory information to produce behavioral output. Additionally, Han's research seeks to understand how genes and drugs regulate these processes. So obviously, a very smart young lady doing high-level science. And she was going to be doing...
All right, so they're plotting on genes and drugs. Right? Using, attacking genes through drugs.
The bulk of her scientific research over at a laboratory at the University of Michigan. In fact, to that end, the University of Michigan had already sent Ms. Han an offer letter inviting her to be a visiting scholar at one of their labs on campus. And Ms. Han's plan, at least according to...
So Detroit University of Michigan is hiring Wuhan. Hiring Wuhan. All right, this place is through.
Her was to go to the University of Michigan for 1 year, complete her scientific research project, and then go back to her own school in Wuhan in order to defend her dissertation and hopefully get that PhD. However...
So it could all be one big plan within a year, or less than a year plan, all right? Less than a year plan. Matthew chapter 24, verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So we begin to taste of the beginning of sorrows, but it only gets better and worse from here.
Instead of just hopping on a plane and flying over to Michigan, Ms. Han began to do something odd. While still in China, she began to send package after package to two people who worked at the University of Michigan laboratory. Now, in the court documents, the identities of these two people, the ones who were receiving the packages, were actually redacted. And instead, in the documents, they're simply referred to as recipient 1 and recipient...
I'll put the link in the description box. Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 17. So will I send upon you famine, an evil beast, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it. Now, yesterday, while I was at work, I seen a deer, but it was laying in the grass. And when I say I seen it, it was only the buck's antlers and the eyes. That's all I could see. And I was just like, yo, that's crazy. Like, you know how the animals be lurking in the tall grass. But these dogs, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people got dogs. And it's gonna get bad out here.